Alan, you yelled at me, but no one could hear you because the mics weren't pointing in your direction.
I yelled at you because it was really boring, and you let a politician, no offense, make a speech for 10 minutes on
probably closer to 5 minutes.
Fast talk, and on the other hand, I did understand what he was talking about, which I haven't understood a fucking thing since I got here. But I'll just say this. Thank God we have Doug Ford, whose decisions are all driven by data. It's not, you know what? People from Etobicoke are complaining about bike lanes, not because when they're on their bike, they hate being in the lane, but because when they're in their car, they hate that there's a bike lane. Yeah, big fucking deal. Anyway, yes.
Alan Zweig, everybody. So,
I drive too. Yes, it's harder to drive, but I imagine a day when there are more bike lanes and they're all safe and there's lots of people driving bikes. And if it takes longer in your car, take the fucking TTC. That's what I say.
Honestly, words of wisdom. So, Alan.
But I'm not here to.
No. First, I'm glad you're here.
Dispute a politician.
I should have had Alan Zweig and Brad.
That would have been Langer Campbell sort of esque.
Anyway, there's Katie, my co-host, on our basically defunct podcast called The Worst Podcast.
Is that breaking news, though? Is it defunct?
Well, it's not. You know what? When somebody doesn't call you for a year, you can start to assume that they're not renewing you. So that's basically.
Okay, let me set the table.
I've not gone the official word. I've just basically when the producers ghost you, you kind of get the idea after a while.
So let me set the table. Canadaland, and Katie, welcome to Toronto Mic'd again. You're amazing. Katie, you were the producer of The Worst Podcast.
Yeah, co-producer.
There was like 8 people working on that.
There was 2 producers. I was the one that sadly got the mic.
And your voice was on the show.
Yes.
Because I listened in and there's Katie.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I needed a sidekick, and I couldn't have done. That sometimes happens in life. They assign you a person, you're saying, what the fuck is this? And then we were great. We were like, not quite Sonny and Cher.
I thought you truly hated me
we had a Sonny and Cher vibe going.
Well, Katie, was it love at first sight?
No. I would say I was probably 98% convinced Alan preferred if I didn't exist at all. And then we did our first interview, and I was like, wait, I think we could actually be pals. And then we did become pals, and it's been a beautiful friendship ever since.
But you quit the show.
Yeah, because I don't like Alan.
Well, she didn't. No, wait a second. She didn't quit the on-air part. Yeah, she's still on the air if the show existed.
Yeah.
But you haven't recorded in a while.
What?
You have not recorded in a while.
Mike, we were contracted for 6 episodes. We did 6 episodes, and now we're wondering what the heck is going to happen.
So how long has it been since the last recording? Are we talking 6 months? What are we
talking?
Who
cares? It's over. Stop.
Move on. This is Toronto Mike. It's not the worst podcast.
Move on.
Although maybe it is the worst podcast.
He's programming your show.
You're flogging a dead horse once again. Come on.
Okay, over 1 million downloads, Alan, okay?
Yeah.
Ian's somewhere in the room.
Can we get Brad
I know, but that's 1,500 episodes.
And if you love this kind of banter, you should 100% listen to The Worst Podcast.
Okay, so why is it defunct, though? Katie, I'm going to talk to Katie first. Katie, you're no longer with the company, so you left Canadaland.
Yeah.
And you're working somewhere else now.
Yeah, I was a freelance podcast producer, so Canadaland was one of my many gigs that I had. And we were contracted for... This is how
6 episodes.
This is how the podcasting industry works. This is not like a shocking revelation, but sometimes a network will hire you to do a specific amount of episodes for a mini-series to see how it goes, and then after that they're like, what do you want to do now?
I don't know why I came today, but I didn't come to talk about fucking bike lanes and how my show failed. So
you brought it up, Alex.
Actually, I didn't even know your show failed.
And I'm starting to understand Jojo Chinto now.
This is a pay-per-view portion of the show, really.
So Alan knows, because we chat quite a bit. Alan knows, I'm a big Zweig fan.
Yeah.
Okay, when I mentioned the Rob Nash episode, when Jeff Rogers turned me on to Rob Nash, he spoke about Steve Fonyo. and he started talking about Steve Fonyo on one leg ran across the country. You go to up any random Canadian who, with one leg, ran across the country.
This is a story about you. This is a story about how he mentions Steve Fonyo, and
then I chime
you
in,
mention my film.
And I say there's a
how
great...
That does not, that's nothing for any of us to comment on. There's another thing
you literally made the movie
how good was
that I
in that
referenced.
episode. Anyway, go ahead.
This is me saying to Rob Nash, there's a film you need to seek out to watch about Steve Fonyo. I said it's an excellent film made by FOTM Alan Zweig.
You know what? I get hard every time you shout me out, so thank you.
Katie, do you miss working with Alan Zweig?
I feel like it's just, I get this thing called like Phantom Alan, where I feel like I'm just like waiting for some sort of cryptic email to come from him maybe once a week that's like, so do you think this is still happening? Or did you see this? I kind of hated that. And when I don't get an email like that, it's actually pretty sad.
Well, you think he's dead?
Yeah.
No, I've given up. I'm not waiting anymore.
Yeah.
It was an interesting experience, whatever.
But would you like another season?
Yeah, well,
it's hard
first
to
of all, I got paid, okay? So yeah, I need a job, always need a job. I just finished something the other day, and I said, like, if I don't work for a year, that'll be great. If I don't work for 2 years, that'll still be good, because I might not work ever again. So yeah, a job would be nice. No violins, please. That's just a reality of whatever. So yeah.
But you have a film in the can.
Doing it. I'm a ham, did you say?
You have a film in
Yes.
the can?
In the can. I heard one the other day, something. He's not just a ham, he's the whole pig. But that's not me. Yes, I have a film in the can, which will come out maybe at Hot Docs this year.
Do you want to tell us what it's about?
No. No, there's nothing. Nothing good will come of that. But it's called Love Harold, and if you hear about it, I'd love you to come and see it if it ever comes out.
You're a charming man, Mr. Zweig.
I am. Well, you know what? You can't hear. Why? First of all, why are the headphones on?
So you can hear.
You're not coming through. I'm not coming.
You don't hear anything?
You can't hear anything?
At first, I thought I'm going to put the headphones on just so it'll get a little fucking quieter in this room. But anyway, I can't hear anything, so I'm just guessing what you're asking me.
Is it louder now? I did turn it up. Is it louder for you now?
It's louder, yeah.
Okay, that's because we had to lower the mix so that we could not get the feedback.
Also, your
in the room.
co-host is just fucking laughing. It's like Ed McMahon here. Anyway.
Hi-yo!
This is way better than the fucking
sir.
Stanley Cup story. It's way better.
Katie, what's the newsletter that we should all be subscribed to be in the know when Al Grego wins another award?
Yeah, it's a newsletter called Pod the North. It's a newsletter that I write every 2 weeks about the Canadian podcasting ecosystem. And I just do interviews and write stories and report on cool stuff happening in Canadian podcasting.
Did you enjoy your Toronto Mic'd experience?
Yeah, very, very much.
Alan doesn't like it when I talk about myself on Toronto Mic'd.
On the show called Toronto Mic'd.
But you enjoyed your experience?
Yeah, this has been really fun. It's been cool seeing everybody come up.
Has she done a long form thing in the basement?
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Alan Zweig return for a one-on-one? Because you and your brother came over last time. He was fantastic.
I don't like to admit that I'm a whore enough to return, but I probably will. But I came up here with Blair and Simon. I want them to get on the mic next.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
Jim Shedden. I think you should let's enough of me.
Katie,
Yes.
thank you for being here. Honestly,
you.
it's amazing because you come from a ways, right?
I come from Brantford, Ontario.
Home of the great one.
Yeah. Trump supporter.
Big Trumper, right?
Yeah.
Have you taken down his statue yet?
No. I haven't had the time yet.
So Blair Packham from the Jitters is going to take your headphones. But thank you, Katie. And before you give up your headphones because I also want Simon Rakoff on here. You're going to take that next. But I'm going to put Blair Packham. I want to know, who was in the car, Blair, when you drove to Palma's Kitchen today?
I was in the car with Simon Rakoff, who was driving.
Simon Rakoff, who will be on the mic in a minute.
and with Alan Zweig, who was kvetching.
Did you record the conversation as I requested?
No, I didn't. I feel like that would have been intrusive, and also.
Can I just say what's interesting about this? Simon has a license, but no car. Blair has a license and a car, but he had surgery, so he can't drive his car.
Cataract.
And I have a car, but no license. I don't know. I think that's it.
Now-
That's a perfect trio.
Yes.
Actually.
I'm not sure that that's the most interesting thing, but okay.
So Simon, you're gonna take the headphones from Alan Zweig. Alan Zweig, everybody, the great curmudgeon, an acquired taste, I'll admit, but I have that taste. Okay.
I need a cigarette.
That's how messed up I am. What's wrong with me that I love that guy?
That was fantastic.
Should I see it? Is Dr. Joyce Brothers here to talk about that?